Various religions have stories of a messianic figure appearing in their future, and along with that comes a series of events that each religion feels is a foretelling of this coming individual. I am one of those individuals who feels like they are a contender as a messianic figure. And in this description, I'm going to describe some of the things that give me this mindset. So, since my birth would have been known by heaven, heaven will have timed a long sequence of events to coincide with my ancestral lineage. If you trace my lineage a few generations coinciding with growing prophetic events, you may see some related timing. My father was born in 1948, the same year Israel became a state. The regathering of Israel in the 1960s was similar to my parents getting married in the late 1960s. In post-generations, my grandfather is David Bell, and my great-great-grandfather is David Surge. By namesake, I am a lineage of other Davids, although maybe not DNA descendant of King David. I was born in 1970, which the 1970s saw a lot of continued prophetic events in Israel, such as the Yom Kippur War, and some see this as a parallel to Ezekiel 38, where other nations would attack Israel. In the late 1990s, I was led to research the Ark of the Covenant. That took me to the Wyatt Archaeological Museum in Tennessee. I visited the museum a few times over a 20-year span. My last visit, I was asked not to return by the curator. He said I had all my answers. He admitted that they were not able to retrace Ron Wyatt's path to the discovery of the Ark of the Covenant. I left the museum frustrated that the way to the Ark could not be found. I prayed, asking what that meant, and I instantly received the message that I was the Ark. Since then, I have had periodic spiritual experiences that lend to that response. I think when my faith is strongest in accepting that, there are more radical experiences. They don't have to apply to me directly, but my observations of miraculous events in the world. It's like my presence in the world as the Ark has prophetic and spiritual consequences. I have a leading that my presence in the world allows for prophecy to unfold without direct interaction with it until an appointed time. Ezekiel tells a prophetic story which may apply to this mindset. A messianic journey, as considered by the claimant of being a Messiah, may vary in degrees of confidence of being the Messiah. Most believers will never have that leading and may not relate to what it is like. For the claimant, it could be a very strong feeling that they are. And for them, it is likely a life of characteristics similar to the texts of what they believe. There are several major religions that believe in a future messianic figure. One of these is Judaism, and they see the Messiah as a future, human, Davidic king who restores Israel, rebuilds the temple, brings global peace, leads the world to know God, and ushers in an age of justice and righteousness. He is not considered divine, such as Christianity having Jesus with a divine father, but his identity can only be confirmed when he successfully accomplishes his tasks. So Judaism currently has about 14.8 million believers. So it's just a relatively small collection of believers within Judaism. The religion of Christianity teaches that Jesus Christ is the Messiah and will return as a divine king and judge who will defeat evil, resurrect the dead, judge all people, restore creation, and establish God's eternal kingdom of peace, righteousness, and joy. His return marks the ultimate fulfillment of God's plan for humanity and the world. Christianity currently consists of about 2.5 billion people around the world, so it's one of the largest religions known at the moment. Some denominations within Islam teaches that the coming Messiah is Jesus also, who will return to earth and defeat the Antichrist and establish global justice and restore true monotheism, and he will rule in peace. Islam also teaches of another leader called the Mahdi, who will appear before Jesus returns to prepare the world for Jesus' return. Islam consists of about 1.9 billion Muslims around the world. Some Buddhism teachings talk about a future messianic figure known as Maitreya, a future Buddha who will appear when the Dharma has disappeared, teach the world the path to enlightenment, introduce an era of peace, morality, and spiritual clarity, and guide beings toward liberation. He is not a divine savior, but a future enlightened teacher who renews the world spiritually. There are about 325 million Buddhists around the world. Some forms of Hinduism teaches that their messianic figure is Kalki, the final avatar of Vishnu, and he will arrive at the end of the Kali Yuga. He will destroy evil and corruption, restore righteousness, and renew the world and inaugurate a new golden age. He is both a literal avatar in many traditions and a symbolic figure of divine renewal in other religions. Hinduism has about 1.2 billion Hindus around the world. If you do a deep study into Messianic beliefs, you will probably find that there are a number of different stories. And so it's very difficult to decide on an actual fact of the future. And so, in that sense, it's almost like nothing is written about a, for sure Messianic individual in our future, because there are so many different variations of beliefs. And so, it's possible for, a couple of different individuals to contend, for that role. But one thing of interest is that the world is in need of a Messiah. And so I think that the world's hope can bring that individual into existence at the right appointed time in such a way that his life will be divinely protected and guided to do the things that the world needs him to do.